Hey guys, so we're just going to go ahead and jump into the video. So my eyes are already primed and I'm going to go in with this shade called Grape Day by Morphe, and I'm going to be blending it out with a G24 brush. Basically, this is going to be our top most transition shade, and I will be taking my time while doing this eye look. A lot of it will probably be either sped up or cropped out just because I wanted to really just take my time so that everything was blended out the best I could. Especially with this color, since it is so light, I did have to build it up quite a bit. Um, but yeah, whenever it's at the intensity that I like, that's when I'll stop and move on to the next shade. So once I have that shade Grape Day all blended out, I'm going to take that second to darkest purple shade in the 35B palette from Morphe, and I'm also going to be taking that on an E28 brush, which is slightly smaller than the G24. It's just a little bit more tapered and a little bit smaller. And I'm going to be working that in the lower part of my crease, not really putting it where we had that shade Grape Day, just a little bit underneath so that we can help get that gradient effect. And again, this one did take a little bit of building to get the intensity that I wanted, but that's okay, especially with doing more intense looks like this. You want to take your time and not speed through it, because that's when I find that I'll have like a lot of patchiness or not a good amount of blending. So, like I said, take your time. It's no big deal. It's just makeup. So the last shade I'm going to take from the 35B palette is going to be that darkest purple shade, and that'll be on a E17 brush, which is basically just a smaller version of the E28. It's just shorter, more precise. And I'm going to be doing this to darken up the outer corner and a little bit in the inner corner. I kind of drag it across the lid just to help diffuse the color. And this color was the hardest to work with. I found that it was the most patchy, but that tends to happen with deeper purple shades. They tend to just, the nature of the color and pigment, they are a little bit patchy. So it's kind of frustrating, but at the end of the day, it's not a big deal. So now I'm taking the NYX glitter glue and I will be putting it on a small flat brush, and I'm just going to put the glue in the areas that I want to put down the glitter eyeshadow. I try to work in small areas just because the glitter glue is so tacky that it could get into areas that you don't want, and then it kind of forms a mess. So just work in small areas. So now I'm taking the shade Pay the Piper from the Golden State of Mind palette by ColourPop, and I'm just going to be putting that all over the lid. This palette is kind of like a pressed glitter palette, so I do have to use my fingers in order to get the shadows to work, which is kind of annoying, but they just won't really pick up a lot with like a brush. I tried it a little bit in this clip here, but it didn't really pick up the color at all. It just kind of attached to whatever glitter glue was left over. So not the most ideal, but the color is really pretty, so I decided to use it anyways. And once I was done doing that, there's just a clip of just the eyes by itself. I will be putting on false lashes at the end, but so far this is where we're at. So moving on to the face, I'm going to take the Becca Evermatte Primer, which is really great if you have very oily skin. It is a little bit tricky to use, but I can go over that in a later video. But anyways, if you're looking for a good one for oily skin, definitely look into that one. It is $40, but honestly, it is worth every penny. And then I've also been using the Mario Badescu Green Tea and Aloe Spray a lot. It's really great for mattifying but also hydrating your skin, which sounds a little weird. But again, I'm thinking about going and doing a video talking about kind of like skin prep, skincare, stuff like that, and I'll go into those products more later. So as you saw, I'm taking the Revlon Colorstay foundation in the shade 330, I believe, to match my self tan. You could probably tell from the eye part of the tutorial that my face is significantly lighter than my body. But that's okay. So now I'm taking the Maybelline Age Rewind in shade medium, and I will be putting that in the standard areas that I put my concealer, under the eyes, nose, forehead, and chin. So once I'm done doing that, I'm going to take the Too Faced Born This Way Loose Setting Powder. This one is a really good one. I do find that I like how much more finely milled the powder is over drugstore ones. I used to think that drugstore ones and high-end powders were really similar, but after using this one, I do find a big difference between the two. So if you're looking for a good one, go ahead and invest the money into getting a high-end one just because they are more finely milled. Now I'm going to go in with this Maybelline Better Skin Powder to set the face. I tell people all the time at work that setting powder really can just be any powder, just something that you already own, just so that your foundation isn't tacky before you go in with your other powder products. And like I said, really anything you have should work. For bronzer, I'm going to go in with this L'Oreal True Match Lumi bronzer in the shade Light. This one reminds me a lot of NARS Laguna, which is one of my favorite bronzers out there on the market. This one also does come in a couple other shades, which is nice. And like it's kind of like a satin matte. It's not a complete matte, but it's not a shimmer either. So it's really great for the summer if you want a little bit more glow to your skin versus just being the flat matte. And then after that, I'm going to go in with this NYX Ombre Blush in the shade Mauve Me. Just wanted something neutral to complement the eyes and so that the eyes could still remain the star of the show. And once I'm done applying blush, I'm going to go off camera and apply my eyebrows and lower liner. So now for mascara, I'm going to put on the Benefit Bag Out Bang. Right now, this is probably my favorite mascara at the moment just because it has a lot of benefits to it. It's water resistant, holds a curl really well, it doesn't flake on me, and I did use this mascara before I put on my lashes, but I do use this mascara a lot whenever I'm not wearing false lashes. So if you're looking for a good one, go check this one out. I really like Benefit mascaras in general, but this one is my favorite at the moment. So for lips, I'm going to go in with the NYX Lip Lingerie in the shade Embellishment. I wasn't really sure what kind of lip I wanted to do, but I figured something really cool toned and neutral would work best just so that the eyes still say the pop of color. I did also really moisturize my lips before I did apply this. I always recommend doing that before you put on a liquid lipstick, just so that your lips aren't really like flaky or anything like that. My lips tend to be kind of flaky and it's not a cute look, but after I applied that, the look will be complete. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's been a really long time since I've uploaded, but I'm glad to be back and I will have a lot more time to film. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye!